Who'd have thought that my cheap Volvo needs more parts to fix it? We've got a lot here to get through, so we better get a move on. And unfortunately, we already have our first issue. Off camera, I was trying to do the discs and pads, and we've got some nice new drilled discs to go in. And we have a problem in that this caliper is actually seized, and I assume it's going to be the same, not on this side, but on the other side too. So I have to stop this, buy a new caliper, both for the driver's side and the passenger side. So we're going to do the next job on the list, which is on the other side, and I've already done this job on this side in a previous video, so hopefully that should go to plan. Some of you may remember that on the other side of the car, this actually snapped in two, and this one doesn't actually look too much better. So hopefully we're going to change that for something brand new. Well, I've just rounded the bolt, great. I think this is just one of those days where nothing is going to plan. You can see quite clearly that bolt is completely rounded, and that bolt is starting to round as well, and they are not budging. Oh dear, so that is 2 jobs tried and 0 completed. This is going well. Given that we have had massive failures already, and I've not even started yet, to be honest, I want to give up, but we're going to carry on with the jobs at the front of the car now, and hopefully those go better than this. I'm not hopeful, but there's only one way to find out. So let's put these wheels back on and then head over to the front of the car. This next job, I'm afraid to say that I've been putting off for about 11 months now. And you may remember, if you have subscribed to the channel, when I was changing the lowering springs on this car, that I ruined one of the strut top bearings, and I never ever got around to replacing it. But today is the day. There is also a secondary objective to fulfill while I'm up in there changing that bearing, and it's this. This is the stock drop link. Now, given that my car is actually on 30mm lowering springs, this drop link is too long. What that means is it's basically put excessive wear on these joints here and down there, and over time that is going to give way. And I suspect it already has, so I've got some adjustable drop links to go on, and I'm hoping, given my experience and history of drop links, this is the exception, because otherwise this job is not going to be fun at all. There is just no way of getting any tools in that end of the drop link, and so you can't even spin it, and even if you can get a ratchet on it, it just spins, and there's nowhere to put a spanner on this end to actually hold it while you spin it off that end. So this is going to be fun, and obviously it's in such a position that you can't even get a hacksaw in properly. I have no idea how the hell I'm supposed to do this. Well, today is just one of those days. I've tackled 3 jobs now and I've completed 0. This drop link is not exactly playing ball. The rear brakes as well, we're gonna have to wait for parts for those. The top mount on the other side, again, waiting for parts because I managed to round that bolt off, so I'm waiting for bolt extractors. Yeah, today has been really productive and successful. We'll pick this up again once I've waited for some parts, and hopefully I should be more successful next time. It's been a few days now and I've got some parts that hopefully will help me finish all the jobs that I've failed miserably the first time. The first one is up there, that rounded bolt. I'm really worried about getting off, so we're going to tackle that one first, then the brakes, then the drop links, and then something special at the end. What I'm hoping will help with that rounded bolt are these. These are bolt extractors, which, as you can see, will grab right onto our rounded bolt and hopefully let us get it off with some ease. Let's see how this goes. Oh, we got it. We got it. We have got it. Oh, you do not understand how relieved I am. One rounded bolt off. This one should be easy. At least I'm hoping it will be. I remember that it was moving, so I'm hoping I don't round it off, but we have the tool now anyway, if it does be a bit stubborn. Clearly, the previous owner doesn't hate me quite so much, because that bottom shock absorber bolt has been copper greased quite nicely, so thank you very much. That is going in the bin. That is also going in the bin. And of course, I've got new bolts because I can't use the old ones again. That is one shock absorber successfully reinstalled. I'm feeling good now about tackling the next problem, which is these brakes. I've actually bought new brake calipers, so we'll have to fit those, and hopefully that goes well too. Who knew that changing brakes could be so hard? I have had to accept defeat in this instance. The caliper bolt, not on this side but on the other side, I managed to completely round it, and well, that means it's game over really. I cannot get the caliper off, which means I can't fit the new one, so I can't fit the new discs or pads either. I'm going to put that immense failure behind me for now, and I'm actually considering what to do with that, but for now we can start with these drop links, and I've decided I'm not going to mess around. We're just going to cut them straight off, so let's do that now. Well, the drop links are out, and that is not a fun job at all. You can see here where I've cut it in half. There is a sort of awkward kind of plate here, which means you can't put a spanner or anything. It's completely round, so you can't even put a spanner on there on either side to get it off, as you can see. So it just takes a really long time. Even with the Dremel, there's barely any space, but they're out, and that was not fun. But I can replace it now with these ones, which are actually, you can see, they're adjustable, and they are slightly shorter than my current ones, so hopefully they'll work better on my lowered car. Let's get those in there. Well, it appears that something as simple as drop links I can't do properly. I seem to have messed this up, and I'll show you what I mean. You can hear quite clearly that when I turn to the left, this wheel is giving quite a bad groaning noise, and I suspect it's the drop link because it's the only thing that I've changed. So I'm going to take this wheel off and investigate. The wheel is off, and I suspect I've found the culprit. This bolt here is loose. We're going to tighten that up, and I'm going to check this one and that one and do the same on this side with the wheel off, and hopefully that will fix our issue. that is all tight, there's only one way to find out if that's made a difference, and that's to turn the wheel this way and see if we still have that horrible groaning. I don't know if that got picked up by the mic, but there is still a tiny bit of groaning, but I'm not sure if that's to do with the drop link being loose or something else that's a bit weird. Hopefully we should be okay though. This car is a gift that keeps on giving. I sorted the groaning out from drop link here, and you can probably hear on camera in that last clip that there was still some groaning. And after some investigation, it seems that the strut top bearing on this side is gone as well. So I'm going to have to replace 2 strut top bearings now. Is one strut bearing installed, and unfortunately I seem to have done this for absolutely no reason at all. I suspected that that was the issue causing the grinding sound, and I couldn't be more wrong. Let me show you why. You will be able to see this mark right here, and that is actually being caused by our drop link. You can see it's been scraping up when I've been turning the wheel and just causing that little groaning sound like that, which means I've changed this strut bearing for no reason, because it didn't have an issue with it. Well, I've done it anyway, but what we're going to do is we're going to grind off a little bit of that drop link face using the grinding wheel, and hopefully that solves the grinding issue. This is literally impossible to do on your own. This car is a roller coaster of emotions. We have had various successes and failures with today's fixes. Fortunately, the groaning sound on this side when I turn the wheel has gone, but the brakes on the back are going to need a complete overhaul, and are going to leave that to a proper mechanic. For now though, we're going to do something which I mentioned that was exciting, and it's to do with these headlights. You can see they're quite badly oxidized and faded. I'm not going to have time, unfortunately, today to fix that, but we do have a cool little upgrade, and that's thanks to today's sponsor. Now, I know this car is filthy both on the outside here, as you can see, and on the inside, but we're not going to focus on that for now. What I'm actually going to focus on are these indicator bulbs here. They look all faded and horrible, and I really don't like the look of them. And that's where Auxito have kindly sent us some LED light bulbs to replace them. These are a direct fit and a direct replacement for the normal bulbs, and they're really easy to install. Just to show you that, I'm going to use nothing but a 10mm spanner to fit those bulbs into there. And just to make it a bit more interesting for you guys, I'm going to give myself exactly 2 minutes to do just that. Let's see how I get on. I'm not sure how well this comes up on camera, but on this side we have our new bulb and this side is our old and tired looking bulb. You can see quite clearly a massive difference in the brightness and also in the phasing. That one seems to be a more on off, whereas this one fades in and out, and I much prefer the style of just being on and off, particularly with hazards. The good thing with Auxito bulbs is actually that there is no need to code them in. A lot of other cheaper bulb manufacturers require some kind of coding, and they can give errors on the dash if you don't code them properly. The benefit with this is none of that ever happens. So I'm really, really happy with the way this looks. And thanks once again to Auxito for sending those bulbs out to me. This is one of the very first few mods that I'm going to do to actually make this car look better. We've got a lot still to do because quite clearly this car is still a bit of an ugly duckling as far as I'm concerned. But this is an important and really cool first step. It's safe to say I'm really, really happy with these new LED bulbs. They're 1,000 times better than what was there before. And hopefully at some point I'll change the rest of them too. Once again, a massive thank you goes to Auxito for sending these out to me. They have thousands of LED bulbs for cars from Fiats to Ferraris, so I'm pretty sure they'll have something for you. So if you'd like to get a little bit of a discount, you can use the code SPOOLED at checkout or click the link in the description to get 15% off. Thanks, Auxito. I guess I'd also like to give a massive thank you to all of you who have been watching the Volvo content and, more importantly, really, really enjoying it. I'm seeing a lot of comments saying I've done things wrong or I've done things I could have done differently, and I'm really, really glad that you guys are able to help me learn on this car. Like I said, I'm not a mechanic. But for now, I am going to be keeping this thing. I did want to sell it at one point to get something cooler, faster, and more reliable, but for now, I think I'm going to be keeping it and doing more things to it. If you'd like to see that happen, I suggest you subscribe and stick around for future videos and ideas I have planned for this car. And if you've enjoyed me struggling in this video, I suggest you hit the like button. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.